As a shop owner, I'm just going to tell you how much stress and frustration that causes me. All right, little bit of shop talk here. We have a vehicle that is owned by an extremely famous YouTuber, the likes of which the automotive industry really doesn't have. We don't have any YouTubers that have the level of clout and subscriber base this gentleman does. Super nice guy. And we have his vehicle. It came in for a misfire. And when it came in, it was pretty clear that we were dealing with a catastrophic failure. We confirmed the catastrophic failure was a timing fault, and it definitely needed an engine by the time that was determined, right? It was hurt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We corrected that issue. And quality control takes the vehicle after the technician drove it 20 miles. Quality control takes it, drives it around 110 miles. No drivability issues whatsoever. No fault codes, no warning lights, no nothing, no leaks, no drips. Good to go. Call the client. Come pick this thing up whenever you're available. No problems. Client's out of town. And it's cold, it's snowy. The van is parked around the back. We want to make sure it's kept in good condition. We want to make sure that, as we're pushing snow, things like that, nobody bounces into it, bumps into it, pushes snow into it, anything like that. So we've been parking it inside of a night. Technician comes in one morning after it's been sitting there, goes to pull it out of the shop, fires it up, gets check engine light. Nothing obvious wrong with it, just check engine light, random misfire code. That's weird. I told the advisor, said, hey, let's keep an eye on that. It may have just been a fluke. We're gonna keep putting it inside until he gets back to get it. Let's just watch it. Maybe nothing. Well, guess what? Next morning, severe misfire on startup. Move the job to Eric, and Eric determines that, hey, we have fuel leaking out of the number 6 injector, and we suspect that's why we have a misfire on cold start. I couldn't tell you how he confirmed that. I'm gonna guess that he pulled a plug, put a borescope in the cylinder to see fuel. I don't know for sure. Put an injector in it. Guess what? Still misfires in the mornings. And it's very intermittent. Some mornings it does it, some mornings it does not. Eric does a leak down test, finds out that we've got around 10% max leak down on number 6. Eric does in-cylinder captures, tries multiple times to go through the system to determine, hey, are we sure we don't have a coil that's going crazy? So we swap coils around just to look. Are we sure we don't have a weird plug issue? Swap plugs just to make sure. Obviously, we've already changed the injector, thinking that it was leaking. No change. Still doing it. And obviously, regardless of whether this man is a big name YouTuber or whatever he is, I don't want to deal with any issues with any client's vehicle that has an issue after we repair it. I'm never okay with that. And so as we dig into this, Eric has gone over it multiple times. The issue is so intermittent that we can't easily replicate the concern. Nothing we can do. You have about 30 seconds on cold start on this vehicle to get it to act up. And as a shop owner, I'm just going to tell you how much stress and frustration that causes me. Now, I know that my team didn't cause it. I know that my team couldn't have prevented this from happening. I'm not putting this on my team. I did go to Eric. I'm not going to lie to you. I went to Eric and I said, hey, dude, I am really nervous that you were overcomplicating this. He had probably obtained about 50 or 60 in-cylinder captures. Because it is so intermittent, I know most of those are probably not while the issue's occurring. He's very convinced it's mechanical. He's very convinced that he wants to go after something big, something deep, something like he's going to find it and he's going to send this to Brandon Steckler and he's going to send this to all these people and they're going to have an answer. And, look, as a business owner, I appreciate that I have friends that are willing to jump in and help, but I also hate for my team to rely on those other people because I don't think it's right to ask them to share their knowledge for free. I don't think it's right to ask them to jump in and answer questions for you or provide feedback on every scope capture you get. I think it's unprofessional, and I'm not calling Eric unprofessional, so please don't take it that way. That's not what I'm getting at. I just don't like that look. I don't think that's what we should be doing. But I also understand there are going to be times when we don't have the answers. That's the industry we're in. We're dealing with machines. I'll give you an update when I know what the answer is. I'll give you an update and let you know what was done to resolve the issue. If we get it resolved, I may end up paying to send it to somebody else. And I mean, maybe it is something like a valve seat that's intermittently dropping. I don't know how we're going to prove it as intermittent as it is. But I just wanted to come here and talk about it a little bit, because I think so many of us as business owners, we get out here and we feel like we're on an island. We feel like we're alone. And every business is dealing with stuff like this. Every shop deals with issues like this. I talk to people all the time. They're like, yeah, man, I had one that was like that. And it was a really high priority or really important client. And gosh, I was really embarrassed and I felt really bad about it. We're all dealing with the same problems, especially when you're dealing with machines. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. It just is. And so just wanted you guys to know that we have these mistakes too, or I don't know that this was a mistake. I don't think this is on us, but we have these issues too. And all you can do is do your very best to make it right. Regardless if this guy was a YouTuber or just a random Joe off the street, we would do everything in our power to make sure that it got fixed correctly. Right now I want to say Eric's probably got close to 70 hours in this thing trying to get it resolved, and we will get it resolved. But I hate it because it might not be in the time frame the man expected. We might not be meeting his expectations, and that's something as a business owner that I hate. So drop it in the comments. Tell me about the last time you had a weird issue like this that ate your lunch for you. Y'all have a good one.